Sheriff Todd Baxter. My name is Chris Chichester. I've never committed a crime. These are two stories from WHAM. These are two stories from WHAM, you bald-headed criminal, about 19-year-old Aliyah Burton. You know 19-year-old Aliyah Burton, because Aliyah Burton was in the custody of the employees at your Monroe County Sheriff's Office, and she escaped. How did that happen? What's the name of the taxpayer-subsidized employee at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office that was responsible for allowing 19-year-old Aliyah Burton to escape? And I already know your answer. You refuse to answer, despite the fact that she escaped to a parking garage. And they led your employees on a 3-hour chase. So I'm going to read both of these stories. One is from April 30th, and one is from June 4th. And as I read these stories, I'm going to tell you what I think about your disgusting, repulsive, incompetent existence in Monroe, about this 3-hour chase, and certain things I decide to tell you about regarding me, as I've never committed a crime. I have always known the difference between right and wrong, legal and illegal. You, at your disgusting Jonestown, don't understand the difference between right and wrong, legal and illegal. All you have to do is look at these previous YouTubes about how you charge me with harassment second while I'm not harassing you on criminal contempt for being outside of my residence for 30 seconds. You're so delusional you don't know you're the head of a criminal organization. You don't. And you're so delusional, I'll guess that you think people are impressed and have admiration and respect for the Monroe County Sheriff's Office when you are the snakehead of a criminal organization. Pregnant inmate in custody after escape at Strong Memorial Hospital, April 30th, 2018. A pregnant inmate who escaped from a Monroe County Sheriff's deputy in Strong Memorial Hospital is back in custody. How did it happen? What are the exact circumstances of her being right next to one of your employees at Strong Memorial Hospital? She was right there at one point because she had to be transported there. So there she is when she arrives, right next to one of your employees. And then suddenly she wasn't. The 3-hour chase began when 19-year-old Rochester resident Aliyah Burton escaped from, quote, soft restraint, end quote, the Strong Memorial Turning Ward on Monday. 19 years old. If this is a 30 or 40-year-old pregnant woman with a prior criminal record and experience in life, perhaps the reason for the escape could be a little bit more defensible, because at least it's an individual with life experience. This is a 19-year-old woman who 2 years previously was in high school in all likelihood, or graduated high school in all likelihood. You allowed Aliyah Burton to escape from your custody at Strong Memorial Hospital, where 2 years prior, she's sitting there in homeroom, waiting to go to class. What is soft restraint? What does that mean? Escape from, quote, soft restraint. Did your public information employees such as Michael Radler, Kathleen Miller, explain what soft restraint is? This is your incoherence. I read a story from you where you have a passion for jails here, and it's incoherence in every answer from you, you bald-headed criminal. Every answer in here. I was laughing the first time I read this before I analyzed it, and that's what I did. I was laughing at every one of your answers because of the way you talk and communicate. She was taken back into custody right outside the hospital's parking garage after Monroe County Sheriff Todd Baxter says a member of the University of Rochester public safety deputy spotted her. So, when she escaped, your Monroe County Sheriff Office employees are nowhere at Strong. And the only reason why she was apprehended is that a member of the University of Rochester public safety deputy spotted her. That is astounding that she escaped and your employees know nothing about the escape of Aliyah Burton. And someone who is not a Monroe County Sheriff Office employee responsible for the security at the University of Rochester. Spotted her, and I've been there. I ran a 5K there at the University of Rochester. And I know what that campus is like. Now, I'm going to guess, when you escape and you're on that campus, since I ran through it and I've been on it, if there's a pregnant woman who looks like Aliyah Burden, and here she is, and she's escaping, that's going to attract attention. So I don't know all the facts and circumstances, but this is what she eventually looked like. And if she's pregnant, she escaped, there she is on the University of Rochester campus, and your buffoons and stooges have no idea where she is on this campus that I have run through. And it took a University of Rochester public safety deputy to bring Aliyah Burden, who was in your custody, back into your custody. A short foot chase took place before she was finally stopped after a brief struggle just outside. A brief struggle? So this criminal mastermind that you allowed to escape, a brief struggle? I mean, was she violent, trying to be apprehended back into custody, a brief struggle? I mean, what did you do to suppress Aliyah Burden in this brief struggle? Were your employees involved in the brief struggle, or was that the University of Rochester public safety deputy who apprehended 8 months pregnant Aliyah Burden after a brief struggle? I continue. Burden, who was 8 months pregnant, is now back at Strong Hospital under enhanced guard for medical evaluation. Enhanced guard. It's enhanced guard because the guard she was previously under, the Monroe County Sheriff Office employees, allowed her to escape. How many individuals did you have at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office assigned to Aliyah Burden? I mean, was it 2, 3, 4, 5? After she escaped, you had to get a phone call, and you decided, oh, this is going to be a nightmare for me. This is bad news for Todd Baxter. And then you picked up the phone, and you called one of your employees and said, you better get to Strong, because one of my guys just allowed 8 months pregnant 19-year-old Aliyah Burden, the criminal mastermind of Monroe County, to escape. I would have liked to have been in your office, because I'm guessing it was in your office, and you got the phone call, and you were told, Sheriff of Monroe County Todd Baxter, that 19-year-old criminal mastermind Aliyah Burden escaped from Strong. I would like to see if there's a video, even a photograph, you being on the phone, and then I'm just going to do this. I'm trying not to laugh. You're on the phone. This is you, and then you're being told that she escaped, and you're thinking, I'd like to know how the wheels are turning there in your fascist Stooge cranium. Here you are with the phone, and you're going to listening. You're listening. You're thinking, this is not good for me. So, when I call you a stooge, because I love the street stooges, as I've said repeatedly when I come here, this is why you're a stooge. So, Strong and enhanced guard. The sheriff's office says she will face new charges because of her escape. Well, I hope so. I mean, who is she around? I'm not one of these people who thinks that people don't have the ability to defend themselves and how everybody needs to be precious and whatnot. But, I mean, if she escaped, was she around children and teenagers? Was she around minors? Was she around elderly people? There are children and elderly people that can defend themselves, but this is a person that is facing charges. She could be an innocent person. I'm not calling her a criminal. I'm not saying she's a criminal, because I've never committed a crime. She could very well be innocent, but she did escape, and that's going to be a charge. But is she in the area around Strong Hospital, around children, around elderly people, around people that are more vulnerable to violence or criminal behavior than someone who's a healthy 30-year-old male or female? That's very concerning. She is in your custody. Was she around the least vulnerable? She initially was brought to Strong after complaining of stomach pain. I'd like to know if she just complained of stomach pain to be brought to Strong, and then she doesn't have stomach pain. She's figuring out how to get out of your custody. Burden had been arrested on Sunday in Penfield, charged with shoplifting as well as probation violations. This is the one that makes me laugh the most. I'm going to try not to laugh when I read this sentence. I really am. Listen to me, bald-headed, party-switching, stooge, and criminal Todd Baxter. When I read this next sentence, I'm going to try not to laugh. I'm failing already. About 80 Rochester police troopers, deputies, and securities took place in the search. I would say that again. About 80 Rochester police troopers, deputies, and security took place in the search. 80 sworn officers of the law had to pursue Aliyah Burden because Aliyah Burden escaped the custody of Todd Baxter. 80. This was their job that day. 80? Wow. I'm not someone who understands how to deploy police resources. And I'm going to try not to be critical. I don't come in, I'm just not being gratuitously critical. But 80? That is astounding. She had to be found. There's no doubt about that. But 80? I believe that you were just hysterical when you got this call in your office and you thought this is really going to be bad for us. And then you just sent everybody. So you sent everybody in, didn't you? Quote, as the hours went on, law enforcement says it got more important that they track her down. Is that right? As the hours went on, nobody knows where she is. You, Todd Baxter, don't know where she is. Your employees don't know where she is. Quote, she struggled yesterday, end quote, says Baxter. Is that right? She didn't struggle. Well, perhaps she did struggle because she escaped. You struggled. You're the one that was struggling in fear when you're on the phone and you're being told by one of your fanatics, degenerates, and sociopaths on the phone. You're struggling. When you got that phone call and you're being told that Aliyah Burton escaped, you're listening on the phone. It's not good for me. So you're the ones that's struggling. That's the truth of the fact of the matter. Your struggle is more important. Says Baxter, yeah, I go on about you. This is your quote. Quote, Todd Baxter, quoting you in the story. Quote, when we apprehended her, she led us on a little chase yesterday. A little chase. This is your delusional 1984 where you're trying to minimize it. It says serious infraction. 3 hours. 3 hours is not a little chase, you bald-headed party-switching fraud and criminal. This is your 1984. Just like when you're talking about you have a passion for jails, one lie after another, your delusional answers here, where I'm reading answer after answer after answer, and I'm thinking, wait, this guy is totally detached from reality. I'm just astonished that you're in office. Because here is it again. She led us on a little chase. It's not a little chase. 3 hours. You know that idea is that she's 19 years old. You know that idea that she's 19. What does that mean? What is that? You know that idea. What the hell are you talking about? I've said in this interview throughout it, because that's a phrase that I've used my whole life to people. What the hell are you talking about? In this, I have said, when I read this line by line story, Monroe County Sheriff, I have a passion for jails. I said in here, in that YouTube, that is attached. What the hell are you talking about? And I'm going to say, I'll probably say it again when I get to your other answers here or the other paragraphs here in the story. When we apprehended her, she led us on a little chase. You know that idea is that she's 19 years old. What the hell are you talking about? You know that idea that she's 19 years old. She's pregnant, yes. She's not making the right decisions, obviously. You're not making the right decisions. You're the one that allowed her to escape. You know, guess what, Todd the fascist Stooge? Inmates plan escapes. That's the way they are. Process of figuring out what went wrong has begun. Sheriff Baxter says his office is starting an investigation in how their suspect managed to escape. Is that right? After I read that story, this is attached, you bald-headed criminal. I've said this to you repeatedly. The internal disciplinary records of documentation of employees at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office of Sheriff Todd Baxter that Sheriff Todd Baxter has reprimanded, terminated, or disciplined employment at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. This one is dated January 7th. There's another one dated January 9th. And I'm also going to be sending you this again. January 23rd, January 25th, and January 27th. When you're thinking, we need to go to his house and arrest him, descend on him, deposit him in front of Paul, and declare him guilty and send him to Monroe County Jail, Livingston County Jail. That's exactly what you're thinking. The internal disciplinary records. How are your employees disciplined? These guys right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 here. These are your 4 employees. You can see 3 of them clearly, and there's 1 behind Aliyah Burton. So, which one of these 4 employees, if in fact it's one of these 4 employees, allowed Aliyah Burton to escape? Did one of these 4 employees in this picture allow Aliyah Burton to escape? What's the answer? Someone's knocking on my door. They're here. Someone's pounding on my door. They're outside. I'm wondering if they're going to try to break into the residence. They're outside knocking on my door. Sheriff Jail Superintendent disciplined after strong inmate hospital escape. Monroe County Sheriff and Jail Superintendent being disciplined after internal investigation regarding an inmate escaping custody back in April. So, Aliyah Burton, 19, was an inmate at the Monroe County Jail on April 30th when she was taken to Strong Memorial Hospital for appointment. She was 7 months pregnant. During her appointment, Aliyah allegedly caused a distraction, escape custody. So I'm wondering if they're going to start screaming my name now. Why are they here? Why are you banging on my door? You're here. This is at 15 minutes. There's no reason for you to be here. They're banging on the door. It's 9:09 p.m. They're here to arrest me. No reason for your employees to be here. No reason whatsoever. And yet they're here banging on my door. Why? They're going to enter the residence? Are they going to enter the residence right now? They know I'm in here. This is astounding that, again, I'm here on YouTube. They're banging on the door. They can see the light on. They're probably going to start yelling my name. Being in the backyard, I wouldn't be surprised if they entered the residence right now. Came up the stairs when I'm in here. No reason for somebody to be banging at a door right now at 9:10 p.m. at night. No reason. Why are you here? That's definitely you banging on the door right now. That's definitely you. Why are you here? Why are you here to violate my civil and constitutional rights? You hear that pounding? They're pounding on my door. They're pounding on my door. That's them. Do you hear that pounding on the door? They're pounding on my door. They're going to enter the residence. You hear that they're pounding? Pounding on my door. You hear it? No reason for your employees to be here pounding on the door. They're going to enter the residence and come and get me. Why are you here pounding on my door right now, Todd Baxter? No reason for you to be here. I've never committed a crime. Employees are at my door right now, pounding on that door. No reason for you to be here. They want to enter the residence right now, the way they're pounding on that door. I'm wondering if my landlord's out there. He's going to take the key and come in here and come and get me. So that's what you do. You pound on the door, just screaming my name outside. That's astounding. Again, I'm here on YouTube. You hear that? They're at the back now. They're at the back now. They're pounding on the front door. They're pounding on the side door. They're here to get me. You're here to get me, aren't you? No reason for you to be here. There's no reason for you to be here. I'm waiting for them to start screaming my name. You're pounding on the front door. You're pounding on the side door. You're here to get me. You're here to get me. Violate my civil and constitutional rights. How many of you outside right now? How many of you outside my residence right now? This should never happen in the United States of America to an innocent man. I'm waiting for them to come in here and get me while I'm here on YouTube. Why are you here at 9:12 at night? Why are you here? There's no reason for you to be here. I've never committed a crime. Pounding on the front door. You're just pounding on the side door. You hear them? They're knocking again. They're knocking on my front door. How long are they going to be here now? It's 9:12 p.m. They're pounding on the front door. Pounding on the door. I'm waiting for them to start screaming my name. You hear that pounding? You hear it? They're pounding on my front door. He just pounded on 20 times. He pounded on the door. 20 times he just pounded on the door. I'm waiting for him to enter the residence. I'm waiting for him to start yelling my name. It should never happen in the United States of America to an innocent man. I'm waiting. Then he starts screaming my name. It should never happen in the United States of America to an innocent man. Pounding on my door. I'm just going to sit here and wait. I'm going to wait for them to enter the residence. Pardon me. It should never happen in the United States of America. Pounding on my door like that. They're outside right here now at the screen door. They're outside. They're pounding on my front door. Why? I've never committed a crime. I'm not even where I'm supposed to be in Penfield Town Court. Do you hear him pounding on the door? Do you hear that? That's just YouTube's at 19 minutes. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be on here, but I'm waiting for them to enter the residence. Drag me out. That's what I've said I believe that they're going to do to me. And then impose a bench trial upon me with Paula Metzler. That's what they're going to do. Just impose this trial upon me. She's going to declare me guilty. I'm going to go to jail. That's exactly what you want to do. You're here pounding on my door to arrest me. to impose a bench trial upon me with this hate-consumed, vile woman can just declare me guilty and take me to jail. Are you coming here? You're coming to get me, aren't you? Because I said come and get me, and you're coming to get me. No reason for you to be pounding on that door like that. So I don't know how long this YouTube is going to continue. I may just sit here and not say anything because I want to hear them screaming my name and pounding on the door. Perhaps I'll be here on YouTube when I enter the residence. How would that be legal? There's no reason for you to be here at 9 o'clock at night. It's 9:14. I'm on YouTube. You come here. I'm on YouTube. You come here. So, one, this has happened to me. It should never happen in the United States of America to an innocent man. I posted to YouTube, and here you are. It's Andrew Darley. It's a prosecutor talk in court. Todd Baxter, what crime did I commit? Are you here because I sent an email to Nate Raj and Kumar Shah, the same email that went to the sheriff's office and district attorney's office? Why were you here pounding on my door just now? 9:15 p.m. I'm waiting for them to come in here. I'm waiting for them to violate my civil and constitutional rights with their fanaticism and hatred. You know? Violate my civil and constitutional rights. Because that's what you do. At the sheriff's office and district attorney's office. So I'm just going to sit here, see if they enter the residence. At this YouTube is 21 minutes. But this is the hatred that has befallen me. This is the hatred that I've experienced now for 18 months. No reason for anybody to be pounding on that door. That's how I know it's them. That's how I know it's your fanatics, degenerates, and sociopaths, Todd Baxter. Why don't you just knock on the door, ring the doorbell like a normal person? You pound on the door to the point where the walls vibrate, the floor vibrates. Because this is what you do to innocent citizens. I said repeatedly that you tell your employees to pound on the door and scream a name. What are you doing here at 9:15? That's definitely you. What is wrong with you, Todd Baxter? Why are you consumed with that hatred, that malevolence? Here I am on YouTube, you pounding on my door. Here I am at 9:15 at night. You can hardly wait to get to me, right? I said come and get me. And you're coming to get me, aren't you? Where I'm not going to have any due process. Where I'm just going to be declared guilty. I'm not going to hear Miranda. I'm not going to hear prosecutor talk in court. What can a prosecutor possibly say about me in court? What could possibly be said? Because I've never committed a crime. And I'm just having a bench trial imposed upon me. I remember in elementary school, the teachers would talk about what would happen in Germany, beginning in 1933. You would hear a knock on the door. I just heard that knock on the door. I just heard that knock on the door. That's what I think about when I hear that pounding or that knock. It's usually a pounding, I should say. And there you are pounding on my door just now. That's not my neighbor. It's not a friend or my ex-girlfriend, which would ring the doorbell and knock in a civil way. People knock on the door like that, and you hear it. They're pounding on my door to get to me. That's how I know it's them. So I'm just going to sit here and see if they enter the residence. They're still knocking. That's them. You're here at 24 minutes. They're going to just be knocking. This is your fanaticism. This is like what you like to do to people. That's your employees at my front door knocking. And it's been going on now for just a few minutes. You're here to get me to enter the residence. I've said you can enter the residence, aren't you? I've said that. I'm waiting for him to start yelling my name. But he's still there knocking at 24 minutes. How long are you going to be out there now, Todd Baxter? How long are you going to be out there? I'm just going to sit here and let this go. And your employees are out there. I try not to be in fear when this happens to me because I know that they just want to deliver me to jail. Nobody's going to know I'm in jail. I have certain health issues that need to be addressed that are not going to be addressed because there's no health care at Marlborough County Jail. So this is at 24 minutes, and they've been here now for a few minutes, and I'm going to see how long they're just going to stand at my door and knock on my door. That's his fanaticism and hatred. To show up at a house at 9:20 at night to an innocent man, he just pounding on the door and knocking on the door. They're going to be over here. That's a sliding glass door over here. That's the front door. And I'm going to wait for them to say my name or scream my name. Say my name and scream my name. So that's because I'm on YouTube. I was on YouTube today, and here they are. This is hatred and fanaticism I've never experienced in my life. How does this happen in the United States of America to an innocent man? Monroe County Sheriff's Office, you party-switching, bald-headed, fanatic, degenerate, sociopath. They're your employees at my front door. How do you do this to an innocent man in the United States of America coming to my residence at 9:20 p.m. at night? How's that? So they're out there. They're waiting for me. They're waiting for me. They're waiting in spots where they think I can't see them. They're waiting for me to come outside. So this is at 25 minutes on this YouTube. It's 9:20 p.m. And I'm going to see how long they're just going to wait out there and pound on my door and wait for them to start saying my name. Now I'm sitting in a spot where they don't know if I'm in here. So they don't know if I'm in here, given where I'm sitting. What happens if I'm not in here and someone else is in here and they're going to behave like fanatics, degenerates, and sociopaths out there? So that means if, in fact, I'm not in here, hypothetically, they could be outside pounding on the door and scream my name, and I'm not in here. They don't know I'm in here because of where I'm sitting. This is why I describe your office, Todd Baxter, as fanatics, degenerates, and sociopaths. Because they don't know if I'm in here, and they'll be pounding on that door, screaming my name. Someone else could possibly be in here, and there are other individuals that have been in this residence. So here I am at 27 minutes. And they arrived, just like they did when I was reading salaries on YouTube. So I don't know how long I'm going to be here because I don't know if they're here, but I want to hear them enter the residence. I have said on a previous YouTube, I believe that they will enter the residence and come get me. And how is that constitutional? And then just deposit me in front of Paula Metzler, and I'll be declared guilty and taken to jail. And then I won't know how long I'm going to be there. Both times in Monroe County Jail, Livingston County Jail, I'm not told how long I'm going to be there. How's that constitutional? How's that happening in the United States of America to an innocent man? So perhaps I'll be here for another 10 minutes, but I'm waiting for them to come in. I'm waiting for them to enter the residence. So what are you doing here, Todd Baxter? That's definitely you. And who is it? What's the name of the person that's out there? What are you doing here? I don't have a lot of visitors given my life. That's you, Todd Baxter. That's your fanatics, degenerates, sociopaths pounding on my door because I can tell. That's not a normal knock. If I'm here on the second floor and I hear that pounding, I know it's you. You're just over here on the side. So if you're at the front, you're on the side. That's you. What are you doing to me? What is wrong with you? You're consumed by hatred and fanaticism. Come into my residence here at 9:20 at night, pounding on the door. You're out there waiting for me to come outside, aren't you? So I don't know how much long this is going to continue. And this is why I'm going to say why I'm not going to go into Penfield Town Court while they're coming for me. To walk outside, stand here and say nobody owns that land and walk back in my residence, that's not a crime. I was in jail for that when I went to Penfield Town Court. I go to this gym now, the funk PW Fitness. Jermaine Bevin stands over me, punches down, my head snaps back. I go out to the vehicle. I'm charged with harassment seconds, sitting in the backseat of Andrew Rial's Monroe County Sheriff's Office vehicle. Who am I harassing? Paula Metzler, who am I harassing? So what I want to know, Paula Metzler, because you're copying on this, did you call the Monroe County Sheriff's Office to my residence just now? How are you here? That's you outside. That's you outside. Leah LaRoque, this is not a search warrant. Do you understand me? You paid $91,000 to invade my life with this document. That's not a search warrant. Proof by affidavit, where is it? These blue grubs you exited with my Chromebook. So I'm waiting for them to come in here. I may click end stream if they do. If they come up the stairs, then I'll click end stream so I know I have this and it was saved. So I'm waiting for them to violently enter the residence and violently remove me from the residence. There's no reason for anybody to be knocking on that door at this time. And I know when it comes to CD past 9 p.m. They see the light on. They think I'm in here. And there they are banging on the door. They were on the side. They're in the front. So they're coming for me. And I try to remain composed. I like to think that I can handle fear. You have to have a certain tolerance for things in life. You have to have a tolerance for fear when you know they're coming to you. See, I know that I'm going to jail. There's not going to be a process where there is a jury and there's an argument made next to me. What they're doing is they're coming here to get me so I can appear in front of Paul Metzler, should declare me guilty and go to jail. There's no due process. That's why there's fear that is consuming. That's why. Because I know that I'm going to jail if they come here. Because there's no jury in Penfield Town Court. And what's the prosecutor going to say? As I've never committed a crime. What can the prosecutor possibly say about me? It should never happen in the United States of America to an innocent man. I'm 55 years old. In the 30 plus years since I was honorably discharged as a 22-year-old Sergeant E5 from 2nd Squadron of 17th Cavalry Line, 1st Airborne Engineer, Suffolk, Kentucky, I have one speeding ticket. So, creating a crime for me just for telling a guy in a tractor nobody owns that land. I'm charged with harassment, second, I'm not harassing anyone. I'm charged with attempted assault on the back porch with Todd Baxter's fanatics said I swung a hammer at him. I didn't swing a hammer at anybody. Petty larceny, trespassing, lie. How does this happen in the United States of America? So, Todd, the guy that's pounding on my door right now, is he underwater in the pool here? Perhaps it's this guy driving by Wegmans. Perhaps it's Ryan Fisher in Atlanta, Georgia. He doesn't belong in Atlanta, Georgia. Perhaps it's one of these guys at MCC standing around. You four employees. Your employees are all over Monroe County where they don't belong. And I've been pointing this out on YouTube. And that's why you're coming here. That's why you're doing this to me. That's why it's the invasion of my life. So, no American should ever exist in this type of fear and have to manage fear. And I believe that anyone that's in my position and is doing what I'm doing, defending myself, which is what I'm doing. I'm defending myself, my character, my integrity, and who I am as a human being. So as I am on YouTube defending myself, Todd Baxter's fanatics, degenerates, sociopaths have complete and total intolerance for me defending myself and demanding information from them that they're refusing to comply with, as I've shown in the Freedom of Information Law. Freedom of Information Law document requires you, Todd Baxter, to comply with the law. So you're refusing to comply with the law, and there you are banging on my door just now. Are you coming in here? You can enter the residence? No reason for you to be here at past 9 o'clock at night. This is YouTube's at 32 minutes. So if I'm on YouTube for a significant period of time after this ends and I click end stream, then they came and got me. They did exactly what I told them to do, because I'm taunting them when I say come and get me. So I'm going to use this document. Every Freedom of Information Law demanding I'm going to send this to you, Todd Baxter, Sandra Dorley, and you're going to confuse to comply with the law. And this is another reason why I'm not going to go into Penfield Town Court. You, Sandra Dorley, and Todd Baxter, exist in total contempt for law. And since you exist in total contempt for law, I'm not going to deliver myself to one person in Penfield Town Court, this hate-consumed Paul Metzler, just to be declared guilty. So since you, Todd Baxter, and you, Sandra Dorley, exist in absolute contempt for law, I'm not going to go in to a little town court to be declared guilty by a hate-consumed extremist, Paul Metzler. What do you think, Perry Duckles, that one person is responsible right now for delivering me to jail? There's no jury. A jury doesn't send me anywhere. I go home every single time with a jury. So as this is at 33 minutes, you were here. I said, come and get me. And that's obviously what you're doing, Todd Baxter. And one of the reasons why this continues to happen to me is because I'm on YouTube, and I would make the same decision again. I have no regrets. But, when you're in jail as an innocent man, I was in there with a man that was charged with murder, and there was a story in the Democrat Chronicle about that individual being charged with murder. I've never committed a crime, and I'm having breakfast, lunch, and dinner next to a murderer who's right near me constantly, where we eat. So, Todd Baxter, this is what you need to do. I've said this repeatedly: separate out your jail, the nonviolent inmates from the violent inmates. What am I doing? Having breakfast, lunch, and dinner near an accused murderer, accused as an innocent man. You have a 70-year-old man in there. He had a domestic incident with his girlfriend that he lived with. He's in there with his murderer. 70-year-old man walking around. The gang members. Do you even know, Todd Baxter, you have gang members at your jail? If you're asked by the United States Department of Justice, you have gang members at your jail. What's your answer? Is it deer in the headlights? Is it Paula Metzler, deer in the headlights? So here you are coming to get me as I'm on YouTube. That is just astonishing. So, Paula Metzler, send it to me. The name, charge, and sentence of every defendant in Penfield Town Court, John P. Lorenzo Jr., James C. Miller Jr., Paula Metzler. Where's the jury? This court should be abolished. Redirect defendants away from Penfield Town Court, District Attorney Sandra Dorley, to give them an opportunity for a fair hearing. Fairness is what should guide every court. And this is one person. Paula Metz was trying to send me to jail, one person. And she's either calling the Monroe County Sheriff's Office to come to my residence with that knock on the door. They're coming here with their own volition because of what I'm doing to them on YouTube. So, anyway, because I'm on YouTube and because I read the salaries, Sheriff Todd Baxter and his fanatic degenerates and sociopaths are targeting me as an innocent man. My name is Christopher Chichester. I have never committed a crime.